Hello guys, welcome to the Spurs show. It's your boy, or your man, it's your guy.
Boy.
It's your boy.
Baby.
George Tottenham fan here, and we're with my dad today for the Spurs show. This will be one of our longest ones, to be a long one, because we have a lot of topics that I want to talk about. So this video will be going over the latest transfer news, talking about different topics about Jose Mourinho and and different topics as well. We'll be talking about the dinamo Zagreb game that happened on Thursday night. Just briefly going over it and how we think that Jose set it up wrong. We'll be going over the under-23s win. We'll also be going over our interest in Vestergaard and also our preview to the Aston Villa game, which we must win tomorrow. Tonight at 7. Is it 7:30? 7:30.
Oh.
But yes, obviously it's been a bad week for top management this week. A really bad week. But yeah, so do you think lots of people before just as a quick question before we start, if we lose tonight, say if we lose tonight 1 or 2-0 to Aston Villa, do you think that Levy will sack Jose?
No.
You don't think he will? Why not?
Because it costs too much.
Do you think he should though? Because it's Aston Villa though.
I think Jose should probably. He's well off enough. Just walk away because he hasn't done good enough with that team.
Yeah.
We've got world class players and we're 8th.
If you think about it, we got the currently we've got the second best striker in the world, Harry Kane, behind Lewandowski probably.
And Son.
We got Son that is a bit off the form at the moment. And we got is it the 4th most expensive player?
Then you got Ndombele.
We should
Everyone's been raving about him.
But I think
even if we haven't got a great defence, we should be winning games
attacking wise. We should be scoring goals.
Yeah.
If we have a look at our last games, guys, right? In our last games, so obviously, Dad, you mentioned that we have an amazing attack, like we do. We have Son, Kane, Bale, and also like more in that lot, Dad, don't we? So, we should be scoring at least a goal per game, shouldn't we? At least a goal.
Well, you're going to get the odd game where you don't, because obviously
not Man City or United.
Other teams have got great defences. You can't unlock them every time.
But I mean, dinamo Zagreb. 3-0.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
We'll cover that in a minute, but yeah. So in our last 2 games against Arsenal, Dinamo Zagreb, we've scored in 1 goal. We've conceded 5 goals. Where on both games we've had Kane out and Bale out. Well, we did have Bale out for. Did we have Bale out for the Dinamo Zagreb game? Well, we had Bale. So our front 4 for Arsenal was Son, Moore, Bale, Kane. On the form they were before the game, we should have won. We should have scored at least 2 or 3 goals that game, shouldn't we? On the form that we're in and the form they're in versus the form they're in, and then Dinamo Zagreb, we didn't even score a single goal, and we had Lamela, Ali, Moura, Kane. Even without Son, we should be still scoring.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll cover the Dinamo Zagreb game now quickly. And then we'll get on to more positive notes about the under-23s game that happened, I think, Friday night. Yeah, so first up, we're going to talk about the lineup. Do you think it was a good lineup?
Yeah, good enough to win.
I went on the Premier Hotspur TV, and I did say it was a good lineup. Do you think that some people shouldn't have started?
No, that was a good enough team to win. Yeah,
but do you think that Jose did make the right substitutions at the right time? So his first substitution was 60 minutes in, Gareth Bale. Do you think that was the right substitution?
Yeah.
He came on, and I don't know who. Then he made Lo Celso and then Ndombele at 68 minutes in.
Yeah.
Vinicius 85 minutes in. I think that was for Dele, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably.
And then he brought on Bergwijn, 107 minutes for Aurier.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a good like?
To be honest, I mean, I reckon I can't blame the lineup. I can't blame his subs. Is it what he's telling his players to do? Were the players just not good enough on the day?
And that's what we're talking about next, actually. So, Next up, I did mention I commented on Premier Hotspur again yesterday, but go subscribe to him. He's a very good YouTuber. But I said that his tactics are outdated. They are, aren't they? Because when you get a player, say you get a player that always shoots in the bottom left corner, the team's gonna just go that corner, aren't they? The team's gonna defend that corner.
I've been reading articles recently that Mourinho has made Kane even better.
Yeah.
He's an even better player. And he is scoring loads of goals. He's making more assists than ever before. But as a team in general
we've made him worse. He's made us worse.
I keep going back to the Brighton game and the Chelsea game where he's got a thing about you, even if you go 1-0 up or even 0-0 against a good team, it's just constantly sitting back.
Yeah, it's a problem with Jose Mourinho, I think.
And you can't do that because eventually
they're gonna
you're gonna fold. At least the perfect. I know the Everton game in the FA Cup. I know we got knocked out.
That was a good game, that was, though.
But there was a fight.
We played well.
We should have scored more and should have won it. So it's not a case of going gung ho out all attacking because we still got beat. But then the times where you all get back and do your jobs. So, but like for Brighton and Chelsea, there was no attacking whatsoever.
Yeah.
And you concede. So you can't just go out like you won't remember, but when Ozzy Ardiles was our manager, and we had like Klinsmann, Sheringham, we had a Fab Five going, and it was amazing to watch, but didn't win anything. And that's what we thought Jose would come in and win trophies. But he hasn't done enough of the attacking side. He's just concentrated on
defending,
sitting back, where you've got to mix it up, and it hasn't been happening.
Yeah, but one example where we had an amazing game against a big side, second in the table now, or third, I don't know where they are now, but one example of a great game was Man United 6-1.
There's actually been quite a few games this season where we've gone out and scored 3+ goals in a game.
That's impressive.
And that's why I've always backed him, but lately it's just too negative, and this team shouldn't be 8th in the league.
No,
we should be higher.
Do you think we should be top 4?
But that team, easy.
Above Leicester, definitely.
If Pep was in charge of that team,
Tottenham, yeah,
we'd be in the top 2.
But yeah, so as I said, about the tactics wise, obviously I said that when you figure out a player, they're going to get defending. Say you always cut in, a player cuts inside as a shot, they're going to defend it, aren't they? So they're going to watch the game. They're going to watch their game, and they're going to know he always does that. He always does that. And do you think that's a problem with Jose, that they figured him out? He knows that. They know that in all his clubs he's always defended. So they've now attacked that, and they've now put in more men forward to attack our defence, basically.
But then the other issue is, like I said, we've got world-class players.
Our defence is a problem as well.
Massive problem. So if you sit back with our defenders, they're going to score.
Yeah.
We haven't got a right back whatsoever. We've got one centre back, and we've got a left back when Reguilon plays. Davis is okay, but you're not going to win anything with Davis.
No.
So when they have attacked us, Toby's getting older. He can't do it all by himself. So that's the problem as well. Yeah, we haven't got a good enough defence
to just sit back.
So that's the problem.
And also, we need to improve our right back instantly. If you think about it, all their 3 goals came from the left side, Orsic, and Orsic didn't do nothing about it, did he?
No, our right side's been a problem all season.
But yeah, so I've been reading some articles recently about if we had Ruben Diaz and we sat back, we would be top 4, definitely, because he's a good defender. But with Sanchez and Dyer, if we sit back, they're just gonna. They're gonna just not. They don't know how to defend, do they? Really?
No, that's what I mean. It's all his tactics have won stuff in the past, but his teams have had better defenders than what we've got, so it doesn't work with our team.
Yeah. So obviously at the start of the season, Jose said this is a good enough team for his tactics. Do you think that he was wrong there? Do you think we should have? Do you think we should have spent more money on defence in the transfer window summer? Do you think we should have spent more on the defence?
Well, he did buy Doherty, but he just simply hasn't worked. He bought Reguilon, he loaned him, who has worked. But he relied and trusted in Dyer at the back, hasn't worked. And Sanchez, I liked him when he came, but overall now he makes too many errors.
For instance, that Man City goal and trips over himself.
Yeah, so maybe just Jose, he just hasn't bought good enough at the back. Or I don't think they're as good as what he thinks at the start. Yeah,
so as you're saying, the lone player is Reguilon. It's just weird that, we've got Højbjerg on a permanent transfer who's done amazing most of the season. He's had an error now and then, but overall he's been amazing.
He's had rave reviews.
Yeah, but that's the problem with us. We bought Doherty and on a permanent transfer, wasn't it? On a permanent transfer, and Reguilon and Bale on the loan. Overall, obviously Bale overall the season hasn't been that good as he because he hasn't played. But recently, them two have been better than our transfers, our permanent transfers, which is a problem, But obviously with Bale, if we were to buy him, we couldn't buy him for wages, could we? I think his wages are too much, unless he'd have to cut more than half of it, wouldn't he? Have to cut more than 50% to join us. But yeah, so do you think that? I think it's a problem with most of our managers. The players, in the end, don't like their tactics. They don't play for him. Do you think that we should give some of our under-23s a go? I did read this article yesterday, and it said that the under-23s, if they were to play, not as good, obviously, but our right back Lavinia in under-23s has been amazing in under-23s, and apparently he'd be better than Aurier. And he would fight more than Aurier. He would have spirit. Do you think we should give one or two under-23s a go in one or two games this season, in the season, or not?
The problem is we can still finish 4th with 6 points behind with a game in hand. I don't see Chelsea dropping too much points.
I think it's Leicester that we need to drop points.
I think it's Leicester, which then is more than 6 points. Chelsea would definitely finish top 4 now, without and United and City. And so yeah, we need Leicester to lose some games maybe.
Yeah.
But as soon as that top 4 is out of touch, but then there's still the Europa to go for to get in that. I don't think you can just chuck in under 23s. I think the thing to do is the ones that haven't been good enough in the first team this season, literally just sell them in the summer, and then that would give us some funds to replace.
But do you think that, do you think that if we don't get top 4, Harry Kane will leave? Do you think that if we don't get Europa, we don't get any European spot this season, Harry Kane will leave? I think definitely, because the player of his capability shouldn't be 8th in the table. He should be playing for Man City, winning titles, winning trophies each season. Should be playing Champions League football. Do you think that if we don't get European football, that Kane will leave, or do you think Jose will say to him, we'll buy better players or something? He'll say something like this: we'll buy better players, and the team will be better. He'll stay. We'll get top 4 the next season, or top 3. We'll get European football next season, and we get top 4. But do you think that Kane will leave though in the summer if we don't get European football? I think so.
No, I don't think he will go.
Even if we don't get European football?
I think he wants that Jimmy Greaves record first.
What, over trophies?
If you listen to him, he talks about his personal achievements a lot. His golden boots.
Yeah.
You're not guaranteed to win trophies going to another club. He could leave. We could sign a few players next season and win 1 or 2 trophies, and he could have gone somewhere and not won any. I think he'll want to get Jimmy Greaves' record first. So I think we've got him for at least next season, maybe more. But he knows things have to change.
Yeah.
I don't think he's just going to ditch us in the summer. There's only a few teams. He'd only go to
Man City, PSG, Real Madrid,
United.
Yeah, United.
But I don't think that's particularly a massive step forward. City obviously is. But will City want to sign Haaland over Kane? Probably because of his age.
Yeah, he's 6 years
Paris
younger.
Saint-Germain have got Mbappe. Barcelona haven't got the money. Real Madrid, there's one other that he could go to.
But would they, it's the same question
and
again.
Bale is there to give him all the advice he needs about that. Tell him how we can adapt to that. So yeah, that's the problem with where can Kane fit in other teams.
But yeah, so do you think that I think Kane will definitely, if it's not this season, if he stays this season and we get 8th again, he will leave. Definitely.
Next season?
Yeah. Because obviously fans might be back for next season probably. In Spain maybe. I don't know how Curry's going there, but and then Barcelona could get the money back. They're in debt, aren't they now at the moment?
Yeah, they've got no money.
Yeah, do you think he'll leave then next season if we don't get top 6 or top 4?
Well, there's a chance, but
yeah.
Like I said, I think he's going to go for that Jimmy Greaves record, goal scoring record. For him to be Tottenham's all-time top scorer, and that might not get passed again for another 50 years.
But yeah, so going back to the Dinamo Zagreb game, how do you think it went?
Badly.
Do you think it was worse performance than Brighton and Chelsea?
Yeah, I mean, Brighton was... It just stands out how bad we were against Brighton.
I think it was worse.
But I think the fact that we actually...
had 2-0 lead as well.
Yeah, is unforgivable. Yeah, I that's my worst game this season.
Do you think it's the worst game in the last few years? Not over Bayern, I think. Bayern was worse.
Losing to Liverpool in the Champions League final wasn't great.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so overall...
So yeah, I think, but there's just... We're out, we weren't good enough. Everyone wants, a lot of people want Jose out now, and but so going off of that game onto tonight's,
yeah.
If there's not a reaction tonight and we lose, there's going to be big headlines tomorrow.
Yeah.
But if we win against the Villa side, they're not. really in form. I've heard Grealish is not playing.
Grealish is back and Cash is back. Grealish is back.
I thought Grealish wasn't playing. I mean, if we do win, will that just paper over the cracks from Thursday? I don't know. So
yes, first before we go into that game, Dad.
A draw's not good enough tonight.
Before we go into that game, a few days ago. Well, it was not. It was a few days ago, Friday. I believe it was Friday night, wasn't it? I believe it was Friday. Yeah, it was Friday. The Tottenham under 23s beat Manchester United under 23s 3-0. And our right back, Lavinia, scored a goal. Obviously, we can't watch it, can we? Because they don't broadcast on TV, obviously. But do you think? I think. So obviously, going back onto that under 23s thing, do you think we should start Lavinia? Like
no.
Not over Aurier?
No. Not when we still go for the top 4.
But yes, we went 3-0. It was a Bowden penalty 27 minutes in, Lavinia 64 minutes in, and Atete, the striker, with a goal 85 minutes in. We can't see their age or anything. Wait, we can actually. They're 19 years old, Atete is.
So what's your prediction for tonight?
We're going to that. One minute. We've got some more things to cover about under-23s. So we are now third in the table with that win. 32 points, 19 games played, 9-1. And we are 1 point ahead of Chelsea, but they got a game in hand in us in the under-23s. And our next game for the under-23s is on the 12th of April against Leicester City. And then we've got Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City twice there. And then season ends 7th of May. But yeah, so overall good win for us, but obviously it's the Man United under 23s, you know. They are 6th, but I think that they chuck most of their young players into the main team, don't they, Dad? Anyway, I think.
I know nothing about the under 23s.
But yeah, so overall good win for them.
So prediction for tonight?
But yeah, they're going to go into it now. Let's go into it now. So today, and let's go to Tottenham Aston Villa. So it is tonight, guys, at 7:30 p.m. It is on Sky Sports main event. It is at Villa Park, and we've got some facts here. Aston Villa have 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses over 5 matches, while Tottenham have 3 wins, 0 draws, and 2 losses. Aston Villa have an average of 0.33 goals in the last 3 matches, and Tottenham have an average of 1. And if we go to head-to-head, we go from 2019 in the Premier League. We beat them 3-1 and 3-2 this year. But yeah, so in the last 16 games, we've won 14 of them. They have won 1. And they have drawn, and there's been 1 draw. So who do you think's the favourites to win tonight? Do you think it's still Spurs, or do you think it's Aston Villa?
On form?
Well, would you have a look at Aston Villa's form? Their last 5 matches have been 2 draws against Newcastle and Wolves, a loss against Sheffield United, a win against Leeds, and a loss against Leicester. So it's not really...
That's what I mean.
Not really much.
There's no excuses if we don't win tonight. None.
Yeah.
On current form, you'd probably say 0-0 draw. But
overall, you would say
there's no excuses not to win tonight against Villa.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, last season they were 17th, and obviously they've set up this season with Matty Cash. You know,
I'm gonna say that we will. I think they're gonna show. I think we're gonna go 2-0 up in the first half.
They bottle it or not?
No, I'm going to say we're going to win 3-0, possibly 3-1.
Yeah, because Grealish might be starting. I'm going to say might be a bit boring, but I'm going to say a 2-2 draw. And then I think, but I think it might be I think that Jose Mourinho might turn up today because... let me think. What's that? Because if you think about it, if you can still hear me. If if you think about it, this could be the biggest game for. Obviously, he's had bigger games as well for Tottenham, but this could be a massive game for him. If we don't win today, if we lose today, then he could be sacked soon.
If he don't get us in the Champions League, he'd have failed.
Yeah. But do you think Jose
must win?
Do you think Jose will put the tactics out today to attack and try and win? Because obviously his job's on the line, really. So, do you think he'll do that?
That's what I think. We'll really go for it first half and score at least 2.
Yeah, I've said 2-2. But yeah, so what's our line predictions, guys? So this is FootMob's line predictions. So they have not started Grealish. They have Grealish as a doubtful injury.
Yeah, so I don't think he's playing.
But people have been saying he might be starting. We don't know yet. But their probable lineup is for Aston Villa is Martinez, Cash, Konsa, Mings, Target, McGinn, Louis, Sanson, Traore, Watkins, and Al Ghazi. That lineup, we should be beating them. That lineup, we definitely should be beating them. And Tottenham's lineup is Lloris, Reguilon, Alderweireld, Sanchez, Doherty. I'm not having Doherty. Unembele, Højbjerg, Bergwijn, Moura, Bale, Kane. Would you take that lineup?
Oh, Lamella's suspended, isn't
he? Yeah, Lamella's suspended. Would you take that lineup, Dad?
Yeah.
So in goal,
I'd put Tanganga right back.
Yeah.
That's what I would go with.
But yeah, so I would probably go with Lloris. I'll probably go with Lloris, Reguilon, Alderweireld, Sanchez, Tanganga, Unabele, Højbjerg. Son's injured, so we can't probably go Bergwijn, won't he? Bergwijn, Moura, Bale, Kane. They're probably the only one we can go with, isn't it, really? Yeah, it should be a good game. But yeah, so if we look at the table, guys, we are 8th. We have a game in hand on them, but we're 4 points ahead of them. We played 28 games, 45 points. We've won 13 games, lost 9, and drew 6. We have a goal in for 17. They have a goal in for 11. But yeah, it's just disappointing. I know that Everton have made amazing signings this summer, didn't they? I mean, James Rodriguez, Allen, amazing transfers there. But how are we below Everton? We are below them by it's 1 point, but it's still 1 point when we have we have Kane up front, Bale, Son, Moura, Unembele, Højbjerg, and going back to the point of Jose Mourinho, that's a failure.
I'll tell you why Everton are ahead of us, because they've got a good manager. As soon as they appointed Ancelotti, he was going to get the best out of what was available to him. No question. But
yeah, so we have been going over managers at the moment. Just quickly, people will be saying we've been linked with Brendan Rodgers recently. But would you take him at Tottenham or would you not?
His style of play.
Do you think he's attacking?
He didn't win anything apart from Celtic.
Yeah. But would you take him overall as a top manager in the summer if we get him?
I'd give him a go. No, yeah, nothing to lose.
But yeah, what would you do about Julian Nagelsmann, the RB Leipzig manager? I mean, I would definitely take him. If you think about it, he transformed Leipzig from 4th and selling Werner, who's arguably their best player, and going to 2nd, just behind Bayern Munich. So would you take him then?
No.
You wouldn't?
No.
But overall, who would you want in the summer? No, that you can get.
He come to us.
No, that you can get.
Rinus Michaels.
Who's he?
The old Holland manager.
What about Rafa Benitez? He's up for a job.
No.
But yes, people have been saying that we could get Leslie King as manager.
No chance.
If they do sack Jose soon, but
as much as one of my Spurs heroes, he's not a manager at the moment.
Yeah, because if you think about it, I did read something that said no, you wouldn't take Leslie King as a manager because if he does bad, then that would kind of ruin his state as a Tottenham legend.
Don't take it.
But yes, so if you think about it, right? So Leeds got promoted last season, and they are 6 points behind us. They play a game extra. So if we win that game, we go 9 points ahead. But we should be at least 18 points ahead, 15 points ahead of them, shouldn't we?
We should, but it hasn't panned out. So that's what happened. Anyway, tonight is make or break, really. If we lose, we're out the top four. Mourinho is in massive, massive pressure. He might go. If we win tonight, we've still got a chance of making top four, even if it's slim. So, but I'm still not over the disappointment of Thursday, so I won't be celebrating too much, even if we win. Because because I hate going out of Europe. But
one last question, Dad. It's quite a big question. Do you think it was a mistake sacking Poch?
He wasn't backed enough.
I think
that was the problem
with the team we have now. He would get us third, definitely. Because the players played for him, didn't they? The players played for him, but for Jose, they didn't really play for him, do they? You know, he had good tactics. Jesus, he had good tactics. He had good tactics overall, didn't he? But do you think it was a mistake sacking Poch?
We were unbeaten at Wembley, which wasn't even our home ground. He took us to a Champions League final, which we rode our luck on the way, but we still got there. Every team needs a bit of luck.
And he got a second.
And then in the summer, we
should
have built on that Champions League final, and we didn't. And then I think his head went down, and the players reacted to that. Their heads went down, and then he went. So he should have been backed. End of the day.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, guys, we have a Spurs. I'll just news quickly. But me and my dad will do a Spurs show. Probably will be
Christmas.
Probably Wednesday. Who got next? We haven't got them soon, have we? Well, we haven't got a game till 4th of April. So we won't do a Spurs show until.
It's international break.
Probably the 1st, but I will do some England. I might do an England show or something. If I want to. But yeah, we'll go to some news quickly now. So we have some news. This is not from One Football at the moment. We have news from FootMob. But yeah, so we do have some news from them about Spurs. And first off, this is from To the Lane and Back. Jose Mourinho is unhappy with Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy over sale of England international, and the picture of the international is. There's a fly in here, guys. The picture is Kieran Trippier. So Jose Mourinho is unhappy with Tottenham. Wait a minute, guys. With Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy after the sale of Kieran Trippier to Atletico Madrid. And then we have here a report by Football Insider. Has brought to light the discord between Tottenham Hotspur manager Jose Mourinho and Daniel Levy regarding the sale of fullback Kieran Trippier to Atletico Madrid. But obviously that brings up the question: was it a mistake to sell him? Because arguably he's better than Ori and Doherty combined, probably overall in ability. At Williams at Tottenham, obviously. But yes, overall, if you were to ask me a question, and you could ask me questions, guys, because next time I do a Spurs show, I'm going to do it live on stream, on StreamYard on YouTube, so I can answer your questions live, and we can do like a real show. But yes, I think the main thing that we did wrong this summer really was the selling of was loaning out Kyle Walker-Peters. And would you say the same, Dad? Well, you're over there now, but would you say the same? Would you say it was a mistake to loan out Kyle Walker-Peters in the summer? How well he's done at Southampton this season, or do you not think it was?
Probably no, because he probably thought Doherty was better than he actually is.
But what about Kyle Walker? Would you take him? Would you take him still if he stayed?
No, days are gone now.
But he's quite good. Yes, moving on to the article again. Trippier made his move to the Liga side in summer of 2019 as a 28-year-old has become a regular fixture in their starting 11 since then. He spent 4 seasons at Spurs since he was signed from Burnley in 2015. But would you say it was a successful with Spurs, Dad? Kieran Trippier?
Yeah, probably. I like Trippier.
But yeah, so Mourinho is reported to be unhappy with the Tottenham chairman for letting the Englishman leave. The deal to sell Trippier happened before Jose Mourinho replaced Pochettino at Spurs boss. But it still has emerged as a bone of contention between the two senior figures at Tottenham. Portuguese manager believes Trippier is better than any of the right-back Spurs currently have, and he definitely is. But as Dad said then, obviously, you know, how well Doherty did do at Wolves. Obviously, it wasn't the right wing back position, but I saw people saying the reason he's doing bad is because he's not in that right wing back position. But it shouldn't make a difference, is it, Dad? You know, moving from right wing back to right back is not really a difference, is it? But yeah, so if you think about it, guys, a right wing back should be able to pass. But have you seen him make any successful passes, Dad, at Tottenham? Not really. He's made a few, obviously. But yes, obviously for a right wing back, you should be passing successfully. Have you got an iPad, Mum? You should be passing successfully.
Can I watch Rangers at 12?
You should be passing successfully. But yeah, so I don't think it's made a difference, but I do think that it was a mistake to sell Trippier. And if he stayed here, we would probably be top 6 generally. I think the main problems have came from the right side. And two particular matches that have happened in the last 2 games was the Northern Derby and the game against Dinamo Zagreb, where Tierney attacked the left side, Orsic attacked the left side. You know, they both managers, you could tell, did attack our right side, because you know that they could tell, you know, Doherty is our weakness, and so is Ori. Our right side is our weakness overall, really, isn't it? And then we have Sissoko, and normally we'd have Højbjerg or an Mbele to cover Doherty or Aurier, but we have Sissoko. But yeah, so Sergio Aurier and Matt Doherty, who was signed from Wolverhampton Wanderers in the summer, are struggling to find their feet recently. Another issue that Maria seems to have is the fee Spurs obtained for Trippier. At the time of his sale, the now 30-year-old was an English international and had 3 years left of his contract, and hence Spurs were expecting to sell him for between 30 to 40 million, but the club did not happen and departed the club for a measly 20 million fee. Since then, Trippier has racked up 57 appearances for the club in all competitions, providing 10 assists. And yeah, so Mourinho is not wrong. Mourinho's not wrong. It says here, Mourinho's not wrong to be frustrated with a sell of talented right back. Spurs signed Matt Doherty in the last summer, but 29-year-old Irishman has not lived up to expectations. But yeah, so overall, if you were talking about this season, definitely be a mistake of selling Trippier. But yeah. So we have here Tottenham on alert as transfer target declines new contract with a Liga heavyweight. But yeah, so Real Madrid star Lucas Vazquez denies the new contract mid Tottenham transfer talks. So Lucas Vazquez is obviously like a right winger, and he can play right back as well. So a report by the Mirror mentions that Tottenham Hotspur transfer target Lucas Vazquez has refused a new contract at Real Madrid, and both parties are now looking at alternatives. Los Blancos looking at Levante, with Vasquez wants to move to the Premier League. He said if he had rejected a 3-year contract, an offer from the League of Giants, which sees a 10% reduction in his wages. And now a versatile player has been offered to Tottenham, who are said to have an interest in him. A prospect of living in London means London rivals Arsenal have also been contacted by Madrid. And signing Vasquez would be wise on Spurs' part. Would you sign him, Dad? Then Lucas Vasquez. You haven't really seen him, have you?
Yeah, no, get him.
He's a right winger. I think he's a right back actually. I don't really know. I think he's a right back. While signing Vasquez would be a smart move, the problem lies in his contract demands. 29-year-old was a 4-year contract with a club that will play in the Champions League. Both Spurs and Arsenal take to fault in that regard, as they are way off the full position. But a report mentioned that Zinedine Zidane has told the club officials that he needs Vasquez's future sorted one way or the other. And no contact renewal has reached. He'll be a free agent in the summer. The player has come through the youth academy at Madrid and spent the entirety of his career on their books. His versatility is in an added bonus. He's capable of playing anywhere across the right flank and will come in handy for the Portuguese manager at Tottenham. You know, obviously, we probably, if you really think about it, we are a fair bit away from top 6 now. And I believe that if we can get 2 points away from Leicester, Dad, do you agree with this? Well, if we get 2 points away from Leicester on the last match day, that could be a fight for top 4 that last game against Leicester. And, you know, fans could be there as well, can't they? Yeah. Fans could be there to watch that as well.
That's the plan.
But yes, hopefully it is. But obviously, if I was Lucas Vasquez, they're going to sell him in the summer, definitely, or would be a free agent. I would take Tottenham over Arsenal at the moment in position of the table, in style of play, in playing with people. You know, if Bale joins now as well as Vasquez, you know that's gonna be a lot of wages to pay, but that could be a good right side as well. Vasquez and Bale on the right side, 2 former Real Madrid players, could be a good signing for us. But yeah, so I'll definitely take Lucas Vasquez at Spurs, and he'll probably join us over being a free agent. Hopefully, you know, why do you want to be a free agent when you could be at Spurs? Or Arsenal in his regards. He can go to Arsenal if he wants. But yeah, so apparently Ellen Smith Rowe did turn down a chance to sign for Tottenham. We have an article here stating that show interest. Arsenal Prodigy reveals that he was what does it say here? That he turned down a chance to sign for Tottenham. Ellen Smith Rowe reveals he joined Arsenal after rejecting the transfer advances from Tottenham Hotspur. So obviously he's a very good player. He is. The 20-year-old attacking midfielder starred in Northern Derby win this month. Smith Rowe put in an impressive performance when the Gunners trumped Spurs 2-1 in the league, and he has now revealed that he had a chance to don the famous white shirt before he even penned a contract with the Gunners. But it said I trailed at Chelsea and didn't get in. I trialled at Chelsea and didn't get in. Something about me not being big enough. But Arsenal fan and picked me up. Tottenham showed interest, but I stood by Arsenal. They're my club. So yes, obviously you did pick him out. You did pick Arsenal over us. In history, you would. But if you were going to say the last 2 years, you would probably pick Tottenham over Arsenal. But, you know, he did pick Arsenal over Tottenham in the end. But I wouldn't really... Would he start for Tottenham, Dad? Ellen Smith Rowe?
No.
He wouldn't. But yeah, so... we don't really have nothing else here. We don't have anything else here. Kane. So Kane has had an interview recently, and he says, and he's had no words will atone for Tottenham's disappointing week. This is by FootMob themselves, and it did come out today. Was it yesterday or today? It was yesterday. 12 hours ago. But yeah, so Tottenham need to do their talking on the pitch, starting against Aston Villa on Sunday, according to striker Harry Kane. Harry Kane says no words that will mend Tottenham's dismal week. Spurs had a chance to move on from their Northland derby defeat to Arsenal last weekend by securing a place in the last eight of Europa League, having taken a 2-0 lead over Dinamo Zagreb into the second leg in Croatia on Thursday. But an awful performance saw Tottenham crash out of the competition.
Ronaldinho's birthday.
Is it? As Mislav Orsic hat-trick inspired a stunning 3-0 win after extra time. And then that led to Captain Hugo Reis labelling Spurs a disgrace, while the World Cup winning goalkeeper also hinted at deeper issues within the club. So obviously, you know, I did read something yesterday that did say that whenever he's gone to clubs, he's always Jose Mourinho's always split the changing room, and it seems like he's doing it with Tottenham again. You know, the players aren't playing up to capability of what they're meant to do under Jose Mourinho. But yeah, so obviously, I think that the main reason is because of the main problem is him with the changing room. Someone did come out and say that at all the clubs that he's managed at, he has always divided the changing room, and we believe that
From some Spurs news.
What?
On this day today in 1999, we won the League Cup, one of only 2 trophies we've won since then.
Yeah, I don't know if I heard you then. Wait a sec. I think you heard him, guys, didn't you?
Yeah, on this day in 1999,
I don't think I can see you.
We won the Worthington Cup with a diving header from Alan Nielsen.
That's good news there. But yeah, so going back to this now. So Jose Mourinho's men have the chance to return to winning ways on Sunday when they visit Aston Villa in the Premier League. They lost 4 of their last top-flight games away from Tottenham Hotspur, as many as they have in their previous 20. And Kane, who has scored 5 goals in the last 3 Premier League appearances against Villa, netting braces in his last 2 matches, made no excuses for Tottenham's recent form and says the players need to do the talking at Villa Park. So it was obviously a massive game, and I believe that if we lose, we're obviously out the top 4 race, obviously, if we lose today. And if we lose, you know, I still think that I don't want to be negative about Spurs saying that we're out of the top 4 chances, but if you really look at the odds that we're going to get top 4, they're very low, you know. We'd have to win all of our games, including Leicester and Man United. But I can see us beating Leicester, but I don't know about Man United though. The way they played against Milan, the way they played against Man City, but if you think about it, you know, we did beat them 6-1 early in the season, but that was when they're at their worst. And I did read I did hear something on this Spurs Show podcast that I watched on YouTube a few days ago, and it did say that when Spurs have beaten a top 6 side, it's always been when they're at their worst. You know, for instance, United, Arsenal, both them wins were at their worst. I'm not talking about the top 6 this season. I'm talking about the big 6. You know, the biggest 6 in the Premier League, which is obviously Tottenham, Man City, United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, United. They're the big 6, obviously. And we've beat them when they're at lowest. You know, Man City. You know, we did beat them when they were early in the season, when they're fairly beatable, we'll say. When I think that most teams could beat them. But I think that's the main thing we got to talk about, Dad, is obviously, you know, we got to think about Man City. You know, they were doing awful this season, weren't they, Dad? At the start of the season, they were 13th or something, they were 12th, and they went unbeaten. But I don't think with the squad we have, we don't have their squad. We don't have De Bruyne. We don't have Sterling. We don't have Edison. We don't have Ruben Diaz. We don't have Stones. We don't have Cancelo. You know, I could list the whole squad. I'll probably list 15 players of them that are better than most of our players in their position. You know, maybe, you know, obviously at the moment, if we're talking about the moment, you know, Kane better than Aguero, but overall, in all time, Aguero's obviously better than Kane, obviously. But yeah, so, yeah, guys. But, go back to this thing here. So, posting on social media channels, the English captain said, time to bounce back tomorrow after today, obviously. Very disappointing week. No words were tone for the last 2 games. We just have to show a response on the pitch. And that is the rest at the end of the article there, guys. So now I'm going to move to One Football. And hopefully we got some news here, some different news, hopefully. But yeah, so obviously, you know, we don't really get all the news. There might be some different news that we did not cover. But one news I'm going to cover real quick is that Tottenham have shown interest in Vestergaard, and I'd definitely take him over Sanchez. You know, I think Vestergaard and Toby at the back would be very good. But then you've really got to think in the future. If we go to our squad quickly now, in the future we've really got to sell. I think that Toby, 32. How long do you reckon he has left, Dad? At being good, Toby.
Next season.
That's it.
Mm.
So, do you think that this summer, or do you think next summer should be a time we should start investing in 22-year-old centre backs that are good, that they could lift their weight in the Premier League, and they'll become very good in the future? Like, obviously, I know you don't like Liverpool, obviously, Dad, but for one instance, you know, Liverpool have made some amazing transfers with Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. So they've made some invest with them. Obviously, they've bought some players that people were saying, you know, you're stupid for buying them, but they've become the best in their position. For instance, Van Dijk, he's not the best in the position right now. Probably Ramos is definitely better than him. But, you know, they bought Van Dijk for about 80 million. Now I'd say, how much is worth, actually? I know I don't really like to cover Liverpool. I know my dad doesn't like Liverpool, do you, Dad? But yeah, so if you think about it, let me try and get the FA Cup up. I don't know, are they playing today? No. Let me just get up real quick. FA Cup. Oh, are they even the FA Cup, Dad? No, they're not. They're not in the FA Cup, are they? Go to Premier League. Sorry. Let's go to Liverpool. Their squad. And here, yeah. So Van Dijk, they bought him for about 80 million. They said he's probably going to be worth about 102 million now. I'd say people have to buy him for at least 100 million, definitely. So that's an extra 20. That's an extra like 22 million. But people are saying they bought him from Southampton. People are saying that's so bad transfer. You know, you're going to sell him for less money because he's not going to be as good as you think. But he is now 29 years old, and when he's fit, obviously he's injured now. But when he's fit, he is one of the best in his position in centre back. But yeah, so you know it's things like that. Obviously, you know we have other things as well from Liverpool. And that was in Robertson. They bought him from a relegated Hull, didn't they, Dad?
Mm.
Relegated Hull for, was it 2 million or something? Like, very cheap.
There are some good players like in the Championship and that.
Yes, yeah, so obviously they brought a relegated player in Andy Robertson from a relegated Hull team. People were saying, you know, he's not really as good as you think he is, but he is now worth 16. He's probably going to sell for around 73 million if they were selling. But they probably won't, will they? But if you think about it, he is at the moment. You know, I'm not saying all time, but at the moment in the left backs that are playing now, he would be the best left back at the moment when he does. If you were to admit that he's probably the best left back, well, not at the moment, but I mean on form, he is definitely the best left back that's still playing, and he's a very good left back. Obviously, this season he is not that good, is he? And you know, they also bought Gini Wijnaldum from a relegated Newcastle.
He's leaving.
I know it's Barcelona, isn't that something? He's leaving, but there's a thing here. There's a thing here, guys. You said that he might be leaving, but it says here that he would be devastated to leave Liverpool. But I don't think he will leave. You know. But yeah, so you know, it's players like that. And if Newcastle go down, Dads, I think that we got to really buy. Who's their right back? Who is their right back actually? Obviously, Newcastle's right back.
What did you want them for?
Well, I didn't really do it last night, did they? I don't really have. But obviously, you know, they have like, you know, Almiron, who's a very good player, and I think that he would be amazing. You know, he can play in most positions. He can play in a centre attacking midfielder, centre mid, left mid, right winger, left winger, centre forward. So I would definitely get him if they were to go down, which it does look like likely. The way they played last night, I think they played very bad, didn't they? But yes, if you got to think about things like that, you know, teams going down, you know, you got to invest in some of them young players, like Liverpool did, for instance. But yeah, guys, so let's try and go back to Roman football here and have a look at some more news here. But yes, I'll definitely try and invest in some younger centre backs because obviously, you know, I think by the end of next season he'll be a bad centre back. But also we do have Joe Rodon, don't we, Dad? We have Joe Rodon, who when he played was a very good player. I don't know where he's gone. I don't know where he's gone. But yeah, so we're going to have news now again, guys. Quickly. So we have quickly here. This is from 9 minutes ago. So this is a very recent report. Well, you know, this video will probably be uploaded around about 1 o'clock because this will be about an hour video. But there's been a report here that says Liga club eyeing Tottenham defensive ace if the star man leaves in the summer. So Sevilla are eyeing Tottenham defender Davinson Sanchez as a dual Koundé replacement. Jesus. So they want Davinson Sanchez over Koundé. Koundé is an amazing player. I think he will leave in the summer, Jules Koundé. But you know, you could probably get someone better than Sanchez. But yeah, no, it's their chance. It's their option. But yeah, so a report by Team Talk mentions that the Liga side of Sevilla are looking to buy Sanchez in the summer, but as only if star defender Jules Koundé leaves Sevilla in the summer. The under-21 French international was linked with a move to Manchester United, and Davinson Sanchez is seen by them as an ideal replacement. Granted that he leaves in the near future, Koundé is a regular fixture in the Sevilla lineup. The 22-year-old defender has played 23 league games this season, and a major reason why a club has comfortably sitting in the Europa League Champions League spot. He's a very good player, and we can't get him at Tottenham sadly because he's so much money. But I would love him if we could get him, obviously. But Sanchez, on the other hand, was not favoured by Jose Mourinho this season. He stuck on a defensive pair of Toby Alderweireld and Eric Dyer. But this recently changed. The 24-year-old has now made 7 starts in a row. He's also played in 2 days against Dinamo Zagreb and is undoubtedly one of the first names on the team sheet now. And it is a shout. It's about time that Sanchez is shown his worth at Spurs, considering they agreed a fee of £42 million for him when they signed him from Ajax in 2017. His current contract at the club runs until the summer of 2024. But Sevilla will still make an approach if couldn't leave. The French centre-back will not go for cheap, however, and he is valued at £77 million. We have another article here from Palmeiras coach Ferreira. Why Mourinho is superior to Guardiola. So Abel Ferreira says Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola should move to Porto. I like guys say no. I'm not going to coach Porto. I'm going to Portugal to be European champion. Despite these statements, Palmeiras coach acknowledges that Guy is one of his representatives. I admire him deeply, he said. I don't know what this is about, actually, this article. I don't want to read that. It's about, like, Pep. How's that related to Spurs? But yeah, so we have here from West Brom tip for major windfall from John Stone amid Tottenham update. So West Brom could land a major transfer windfall this summer after Sam Johnson was caught up by England. So obviously, him being caught from England, he could sell for a lot of money now. Think about it. And this is a view of the former Leeds striker Noel Whelan, who, speaking exclusively to Football Insider, suggested the likes of Tottenham would have to splash cash to prize the shot stopper from the whole fund. 27-year-old was named alongside Dean Henderson and Nick Pope as Gareth Southgate's goalkeepers on Thursday. There's a tweet here that Sam Johnson put out 2 days ago. Very proud moment to be named in the latest England squad. But Johnson played everything 11 and 16s, and we are interested in him. But it might be money that's well donated for West Brom because of this at the end of the season. So obviously, with him being caught for England, he could be gone for more, and it costs us a lot of money, guys. But yes, as I said, this will be one of the longer ones. It's been an hour long. But hopefully we can do longer ones like this more often, like an hour long. For you guys, we'll probably do another hour long, but that'll be on stream, so that'll be a reason why it'll be longer. And remember, when we do stream, guys, remember to ask questions down below. Well, in the live chat when we do stream, which should be very soon for the next Spurs show. But remember, when we do stream, to put your questions in the live chat. But yeah, so I'll start streaming the Spurs show soon. Whenever we do the next one, probably will be about 2 or 3 days before the Newcastle game. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the Spurs show. Yeah, it's been boy George Tottenham fans. See you later. Peace out and bye bye.